I feel like we're in the golden age of golf equipment right now.
Yes.
There's really not a lot of bad products out
Right.
there. Let's get into JJ Spawn's What's in the Bag.
Ooh,
So,
boy. Hey, you already know what I'm finna say.
what's
Shout out to them Titleist boys, that GT Nation. Oh my goodness.
and you can, man, with the wear marks, this bad boy's been in the bag for a couple years.
Another one. Since the
Th-
synopsis of it.
right, and you can tell. I mean, most of that wear is on the hosel side, so that cut is reliable. I mean,
Oh
that
yeah.
thing was. I mean, I was so impressed with his iron game this weekend. I mean, that was the one thing that really stood out to me. That man can hit some irons, and he's
Yeah.
not particularly long off the tee, which we'll get into on the last slide. But the Titleist GT3 at 9 degrees, pretty standard fare here. Fujikara Ventus Black. They did note the Velocore Plus 6X flex there. So we don't often see the Velocore, or at least not always noted, with that Ventus Black. So I know you said there. I know you said this early, several what's in the bags ago, that this is a different variation than just the traditional Ventus Black.
Yeah, just a little bit more boardier, aka stiffer, a little bit more stout. And it has a few different characteristics as far as the kick point goes, but it's something that if you're not a pro, you really shouldn't be touching. That's why it's like an definitely an upcharge. But I mean, it's really just more of a case of you need to be swinging hard enough to actually get the characteristics of the shaft. And a lot of these guys nowadays are not swinging hard enough. So yeah, it is definitely in a different price range and a different ball game. So he's at least got that. And if you can swing hard enough, then it is a very, very valuable shaft. Very much so.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's why you play with.
Um,
Let me just interject this real quick, guys. If y'all are
yeah.
looking for a stouter shaft, you probably should stay towards stiff or X stiff, and just ask your fitter about getting your shaft tipped. That adds stiffness to it. That changes the kick point. So there's different ways to incorporate a certain stiffness or a certain characteristic without you feeling like you need to get a $300 upcharge to a certain shaft just because you see that's what the pros are playing. There is definitely stuff in the market, very much affordable, and then you still be good, well off for yourself. Let me just say that.
In the woods, and I do want to make a note that I think he ended up going with the 7 wood.
Yeah,
Both the TaylorMade QI10, 15 degree, and I think he played around with the 18. But again, I think he ended up putting the 21 degree 7 wood in
seven
the
wood.
bag. A lot of 7 woods out there.
Yep.
Either way, he did play it in the Mitsubishi Diamana PD80. He has the same shaft in the 18 and the 21 degree. But in his 3 wood, he was playing that PD70.
Shout
So
out to Diamana
interest,
again.
yeah. I mean, they're doing their thing, and it's very interesting. I mean, TaylorMade was on to something with the QI10 lineup this
Hey,
year,
listen,
bro.
they chasing ghosts now. It's untouchable. They gonna have to go
Yeah,
back to it. Whatever they in the face that they have or whatever shape that they have. I mean, the colorway in general was definitely way better than what they got going on with the QI thirty
because you
five.
like you like that glossy black that this one was,
It's like
and
a navy. Way better than
but
that.
gloss.
Yeah, way better than that gray with the little bolt green that they tried to incorporate. Miss
Not
me.
for you.
Not for me.
Um, and this is kind of the theme. So literally last week we reviewed Ryan Fox's "What's in the Bag" coming off of his win at the RBC Canadian. Srixon is on to something, man. And you sent me a video. It was just we had too many video components this week, so I didn't queue it up. But the characteristics with these ZXI 7 and the ZXI 5 irons are becoming really popular. And I get it. Like there are, the Srixon staffers that play these. But honestly, I feel like there's a lot of because of the soul grind, and his seems like it's a little bit different than the ones that Fox was playing. Of course, that's custom for each player.
Yeah.
But they have the VSOL grind, which kind of gets you in the turf, gets you out of the turf pretty quickly. And I think a lot of players could benefit from that turf interaction, particularly if you live in a place like Texas with a lot of hard pan,
Yeah.
unforgiving turf. That this would be a great iron to go get fit for, and it looks amazing.
It
Like
looks
if you look at the
amazing.
top, if you look at the top line of this thing, um, really good down on the ball. They look good in the bag itself. So, he's playing the ZX 5 in the 4 iron, and then 5 through pitch and wedge. He's got the sevens with the True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour issue X100. I think Fox had like the 4 and 5 in the 7,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately these really good combo sets that I mean honestly could work for a lot of amateur golfers. I think Srixon's putting out some of the best clubs, and we've talked about this.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the balls, which we'll get to with irons. There is, I feel like we're in the golden age of golf equipment right now.
Yes.
There's really not a lot of bad products out
Right.
there.
You
So
have your picks.
yeah, you're finding what works best for you. And I think this fits just because, you're not gonna you're gonna be the loner with the Srixon club in your bag.
Yeah.
I think people are missing out on the opportunity
I
with
think
what they're putting out.
I agree. Honestly, me and you, we talk about this a lot. What clubs are in your bag, and if we think you're going to be a player or not. I, I'm not disrespecting you at all. If I see a Srixon iron
Right.
set,
Right.
I might give you a little bit more respect. Like, all right, bro, you know what? Maybe we don't play for money with you. Maybe you,
or or you'd be apt to believe, like when you get matched up with a rando
right?
and they
It's
start hitting some crazy shots,
yeah,
and they start yelling out like, "This is not me. This is not how I play." If you had Strixons in the bag, I might actually believe you
I might
that you're
actually
having
believe
a
you.
real off day that day
Yeah,
because honestly, it's the players club, but again, I think you can game these. There's enough forgiveness with the cavity,
yeah,
with the weighting. It's a good iron.
yeah. Go to their
Hope
website.
they get love. I
Go to
hope
their
they get
website.
love.
Yeah, it's super customizable, bro. I mean, so like if y'all see my clubs, you see them like in a what's in a bag or whatever. I have customized ferrules that I got ordered and installed. They do that in their shop. They have color customized ferrules for you for the hosel. They color coordinate with the Srixon logo, so it's not necessarily this black backdrop. You can get it in red, you can get it in blue, whatever you'd like with the shaft and the grip to match it. So if we're talking about personality and we're talking about customization, Srixon's well into that game. So that's something that pretty much kind of brings people in as well. It's gonna
Yeah,
look like my irons. I didn't
individualized, right?
you know, yeah,
Interesting wedge setup for this gentleman, but as I said last week, the RTZ, kind of the one in the middle, that that back is just so damn clean to me.
it's
It's just
juicy.
uninterrupted.
It's
That
juicy.
Cleveland that Cleveland is just uninterrupted. But he's got three different versions of his wedges in his 50, 54, and 60. Um, Very interesting, right? That
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like why couldn't you? I mean, it's his club. Clearly, it's working. Clearly, whatever he's doing is working. I'm not questioning it, but rarely do you see three different individual irons in the or different wedges in the bag from the same
right.
manufacturer. So what do you think's behind that? Any thoughts?
I guess what presents down by the ball the best for him, because you know how niche the game is for golfers. Probably I've had the 50 in my bag the longest. So this is what always looks good to me for like full shots. And then the 55 or whatever, the 54, my fault, is what probably, it might be bent to 55. But at, for claim sakes, it's a 54.
Yeah.
Um This is probably the new tech. This is probably something where they were like, "Hey, you're gonna get some more controllable spin. The turf interaction is good with this, with the with the little mid bounce, and then of course everybody just needs the newest, latest, and greatest 60 because of all the grooves and wedge play that they
Right.
use around the green and stuff like that. So that'd be my only guesstimation for why there's three different wedges, um, or three wedge designs and stuff like that. But I don't see anything wrong with it. I think they all look good, and like I mean, I don't know. Me personally, if I'm not going with Vokey wedges, I'd probably personally go to TaylorMade. But Cleveland has long time been a great wedge maker, so there is no disrespect ever to what they produce as far as
No,
wedge game goes.
no. Club. I had been steady, with my bag for a long time, and just recently picked up a new putter this past like yesterday.
Congrats.
Now I was like, I got thank you. Got home and I was looking at my bag and I was like,
These wedges
maybe it's
old.
time to get. I know, right?
This
I was like,
dude.
well, do I need to go get fit for some new wedges? They look fine and my grooves are still good. But again, the golf is so addictive, and your tinkering side really does come out where you're just like, before you know it, you spent like $1,000 on new stuff and
Mm-hmm.
don't know where it went. But anyway, and then the
Ugh.
infamous lab putter that we talked about earlier, it's atrocious, man. Like I could
Look.
not. To me, down by the ball. I know you already hate the center shafted putter. Um, I don't know. I feel like that um, from a weighting standpoint, I can see why he went with this, putter. With him coming up short in the players and literally coming up short on putts, that some additional weight would help him out. But I don't think JJ Spaun was ever a bad putter.
Yeah.
Like with misreads, technique looks completely fine. So I'm more apt to believe that it's the user input here, and Lab just gets the benefit of he was using their putter at the time. Epic, put on
Right.
18, so they get the TV time. Their owner, or CEO, apparently just was lost his mind. Slept better than he said he ever had because he knows those sales are going to come in. So
Oh Lord.
again, for $700. I don't
No,
know, man.
not your everyday putter, brother.
Still very interesting that he's using the Scotty Cameron Pistolini grip on
Best
this
grip on the market. Yo,
ever.
if it's not a Scotty Cam grip, then it's got to be a Super Stroke, and those the only two in my bag, brother. I don't know that ping grip that Tiger uses is it's very similar to the Pistolini
Right,
that he has. So
right.
essentially, the same grip. But yeah,
Yep. It optimizes the feel. It's what I had on my TaylorMade Spider as well. So,
yeah,
um, yeah, I get it. But in the Golf Pride version, I had the Golf
right,
Pride
right, right.
version, which is also right in that same line. And then the
Look at him.
Srixon Z Star Diamond. Again, we talked about it again. I hate harping on it, but I think it's worth mentioning as many times that this is a performing ball. This
Yeah,
ball is so legit. I'm telling you, I keep trying out new balls, and I am more and more impressed. This is one of those ones that I've tried this year, and feel like what I input into the ball is what I get as a response. It's a three-piece ball. It's their high-end ball with the diamond, and there's a few different versions on the higher end that they offer. But the Z Star Diamond is a really good ball. So if you haven't tried it, you go to a course and they have like a sleeve. I recommend trying it out, seeing if it can fit your game. I really think it's a quality ball
yeah.
and
Agreed.
durable.
Yeah.
A very tough cover. So that is the winning what's in the bag for JJ Spawn. Shout out to him. Shout out to Srixon for being underrated club maker right now. I mean, one of the best in the game. You get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So
Absolutely.
hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.